Hello, and this is the Mini John Cooper Works Electric. So this is the brand new Mini John Cooper Works Electric, and until now there hasn't really been a full-blown performance version of the model. The brand new Mini Electric was launched in summer 2024, and it's taken quite a while to get the John Cooper Works version. Now, in terms of design, Mini has made the John Cooper Works version a bit more aggressive in terms of its approach. Every version comes with a black gloss splitter at the front, also a black Mini logo, and a very subtle red and white John Cooper Works logo with a racing flag motif. On the bonnet also, you have these quite nice black or red racing stripes. Around the side, we find these new black gloss side skirts, which add a bit more of a purposeful design to the vehicle. You'll notice also that this one's got a black gloss roof. The standard version of the John Cooper Works Mini comes with a chili red roof, but you can spec a black gloss roof if you want to, and that also matches on the door mirrors here, or also they're finished in black gloss. Around the side here, we have the flush door handles. For the petrol Mini Cooper, we do find those normal traditional door handles as well. And then just down here, we have got the black gloss spoiler with the John Cooper Works logo as well. For the alloys, Mini has 4 different options available. They're all 18 inches and they look quite nice actually. These ones have a John Cooper Works logo in the middle, and you've got a silver piece on the outside and all gloss black in the middle. You also see that we have red brake calipers, and those are again exclusive to the JCW trim.
The electric JCW Mini has the larger 49.2 kWh battery pack with a max WLTP range of 250 miles. Charging speed isn't as competitive though, at 95 kW DC and 11 kW AC.
Around the back we have a very sporty design. One of the first things you'll notice, first and foremost, is the black gloss rear spoiler. Very aggressive. I've got these tiny little fins here, and also a very well hidden rear brake light here as well. Elsewhere, we have got the black gloss Mini logo, another John Cooper Works logo as well, and then this big section down here is all black as well, but we have got a sticker which makes it feel a little bit frosted, and these tiny little square-shaped patterns. Looks quite nice. Also got a reversing camera, and then down here we've got a nice big diffuser finished in the racing green colour and also black gloss as well. The rear window isn't massively tall, but it does provide enough view out the back window, and we also do have a very small little wiper as well. Opening the boot is fairly easy, feels really solid and quite well made. And then Minis have never had a massive boot. This one's really the same. 210 litres, that's all you get, and it's fairly good for I think 1 or 2 people to get the stuff in they need. There's not much space underneath the false floor. This one's got the optional Harman Kardon sound system, and while it sounds amazing, it does take up a lot of the boot space. We have got a big sub in the bottom here as well. Next to that sub, we have got a small charging cable, and then some breakdown equipment and a first aid kit as well.
In the back, if you fold down the rear seats, that extends the boot space to 731 litres. Really good practical space considering the quite small proportions of the Mini Electric.
Before we go any further, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the Interface Cars YouTube channel. There's lots of content coming on a regular basis, such as new car reviews, electric car charging guides and infotainment walkthroughs. Thank you. When the Mini Electric was launched this time last year, it had a very bold and minimalist design, and the John Cooper Works extends that look really. However, they have added some mini sporting little elements. So on the dashboard we have got this sort of woven effect fabric, but we have also got some red elements that are woven into the material as well. Makes it look quite nice and sporty. Like the standard Mini, we also do have this nice round OLED screen, which is such a joy to use. Everything is really smooth and sophisticated, and just really just, it's so well done. So you can see that the pinch to zoom here is really smooth, and just the panning, and it's a really lovely thing. There's lots of nice little touches like the go-kart mode and a whole host of different features, which is really nice. Now in front of you, you haven't got any driver's display. All you've got is this little heads-up screen, which is essentially a projector. So there's a little tiny projector in the bottom here, and it displays an image of either the radio you've got or the speed and various bits of information that you want on this little display. And after a little while, it will fold away and completely hide itself as well. Mini, with the new one, they've added a really chunky and really girthy steering wheel. It's really thick. Really built quite nicely, and lots of physical buttons. They've also added in this tiny little fabric piece here, which on the John CooperWorks version is red and black and adds a nice little effect as well. On the JCW trim, we have got this boost button, which adds about 25 horsepower when you're driving. And we'll get to that a bit later as well. And various physical controls. There's no silly haptics and all that sort of stuff. There's no buttons down the right-hand side, but we have got these nice gold elements. And this one has got the Harman Kardon sound system, which sounds amazing. And they're nicely finished in gold there, as are the door handles down here. Got some little buttons here for the mirrors and the door switches, and a average-sized door bin down here. Nothing huge by any means, but it is pretty good. Now, just looking below the central screen, we have got a few little controls, slightly reminiscent of the last generation of the Mini, where that had all the little piano keys. We have got an experiences button, which you can switch between different modes, like core and go-kart. Go-kart has a little woohoo sound. We have got a start-stop key here, so you twist that to the left to turn the car off, and twist it to the right to turn the car on. Quite nice to use. A little tiny gear selector, and also the physical button for the handbrake. So little controls down here for the hazard switch, and everything feels really good quality. It's really quite nice. Now, down in the central bit down here, we have got a wireless phone charging pad, 2 USB-C ports, and 2 decent sized cup holders, which have some cans of water in them. Down here, we have got a little magnetic holder, and that is for storing various items, maybe like the key. That is quite good. Got a nice little armrest as well, which can't be moved, but it gives you a nice comfortable driving position. It's quite nice. And then for the rear passengers, we have got a decent sized cup holder as well. Now, one of the big highlights on this JCW trim is the seats. They have got a nice lot of bolstering to them and a nice fabricy material, again very similar to the dashboard. Some red striping in the middle and a little bit of a pass-through for various bits there. Really comfy, really good. They are electronically adjustable, and yeah, I've had no problem getting comfortable in here over the past few minutes. Really good. So in the back, we have a fairly limited amount of space because the Mini Electric is a 3-door. The amount of legroom that you've actually got is a little bit limited. However, I am sat behind myself, so this seat is set up for my driving position, and once I manage to clamber myself in, I have got enough room, and I'm not uncomfortable back here. The seats are really soft and supportive, and I've got a little bit of legroom, and the headroom actually is fairly impressive. I feel like I've got enough room back here, and the roof itself does sort of recess a little bit up once you pass the sunblind section. The Mini Cooper John CooperWorks has some notable improvements over the standard range of Mini electric models. These include different suspension setup, which is now adaptive for the very first time. We also have a huge increase in power with 255 brake horsepower available. And that means we can accelerate from 0 to 62 miles per hour in only 5.9 seconds. And that's proper hot hatch territory. Now, just like the standard Mini Electric, the JCW has a long list of different driving modes, which Mini calls experiences. And these include green, personal, vivid, timeless, balance, and then right at the very top is the very iconic and very sort of appealing go-kart mode. And this has a little woohoo sound, and we get some different engine tones as well. And this means that the handling is all sharpened up. The steering wheel is quite heavy, and exclusive to the JCW trim is this new boost mode, which adds around 25 brake horsepower. So if you click the button there, you get a countdown timer, huge on the screen, from 10, and you should get a nice big boost of acceleration. We get a tiny sort of boost of like overrun or pop and crackle that's imagined for an electric age, really. One of the things that perhaps isn't quite as strong is the regen. Now, there's only 2 modes. We've got drive, which you just click that down and it's a bit more free-flowing. And there is also a B mode, which is about the limit of the regen options. There aren't any adjustable paddles. There's no adjustable regen that I can see on the screen. And it could be a little bit stronger. That would be nice to see. But for my use today, when you're going slower city speeds, it does seem to stop quite quickly. What it doesn't do is slow you down quickly enough, really, on B roads like this one. But again, one of the things that is incredibly impressive is the driving dynamics. It just has a lot of character. It's very go-karty. I know it's a cliche when you talk about a Mini and how it drives, but it really is quite good fun. What's also quite nice is when you have it in the go-kart mode, it tells you how much horsepower and how much torque you're actually using, as well as a G meter. So currently I'm doing 54 mile an hour. I'm only using about 50 horsepower really. It really does depend. So if we slow down a little bit here and we'll completely gun it, it should tell us how much power we actually are going to use. So there you go, 258 horsepower, straight away. Now it's going to be quite hard to demonstrate this on camera, but when you fully accelerate from a relatively slow speed, there is a bit of a clunk that goes through the cabin. So we're going to accelerate from 0 to 60 now. 3, 2, 1, go. It's almost like the car's struggling for grip a little bit. Now it's front wheel drive. There we go, 0 to 60. And we get that fun bit of overrun as well. There is a lot of character that Mini has added to this car. In terms of the noises and the handling and just the way it goes down the road. It's really quite impressive. Now, efficiency might not be one of the big priorities with a hot hatch style EV like this one, but there is a green mode, which is your sort of eco-friendly drive mode essentially. So there is a window of acceleration which it tells you off essentially. It says high consumption. If you reduce the acceleration a little bit, we have got a little hummingbird, and that is your efficient mode essentially. If we swipe across here, there is a miles per kilowatt hour reading. So over the last 20.8 miles, it's been getting 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour, which isn't exactly amazing. But as you can see, I have been accelerating quite hard. However, if you reset the miles per kilowatt hour, it will get a more realistic reading. So right now I'm getting, by the look of things, about 5 miles per kilowatt hour, maybe 4.8 onwards, which is actually quite impressive. Obviously, if you accelerate quite hard, that efficiency reading will drop down. But really, the JCW Mini is not really about efficiency, but by the look of things, it can be quite efficient when you need it to be. Now, this Mini is sitting on 18-inch alloy wheels, and for the whole size of the car, they are quite large alloys, really. And that doesn't seem to have affected the ride too much. Now, because this one is sitting on sport suspension, it is more of a hot hatch focused vehicle. The suspension is naturally a little bit jiggly in places. The Mini has always been a car that focuses on handling as one of its main priorities, and one of the ways to get that is to have relatively stiff suspension. Now, I'm in eco mode currently, and it seems to be fairly comfortable. There is a little bit of jiggling on some of the imperfections in the road. Once you kick the car into the go-kart mode, the whole thing does stiffen up and get very tense, so the cornering is a lot better, but that does affect the rider handling a little bit. Now, in terms of road noise, again, those wheels are quite large, and there's a fair amount of road noise coming into the cabin at 60 miles per hour. This isn't exactly quiet in here, but around town it should be fairly decent, really. Now, handling on Minis is always one of the big priorities for the company, and this JCW one is no different at all. Now, currently in eco mode, the steering is fairly responsive. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but it is better than most cars, really. And also, this version of the Mini has quite nice bolstering on the seats. It does hold you into the corners quite well, and when you combine that with the almost telepathic handling on this car, it really is good fun on a B road. And also, as I mentioned earlier, this steering wheel is really chunky, and it almost gives you a nice touch point with the vehicle. The steering wheel is a really important part of a car. It's a thing you touch all the time when you're driving, and the fact that this one's nice and chunky, it helps give you a nice sort of feeling of the vehicle. So that's been a look at the Mini John Cooperworks Electric. Let me know what you think of this new vehicle in the comments down below. As always, please consider subscribing to the Interface Cars. My name's Alex, and I'll see you again next time.